What's good, y'all? Want to welcome y'all, man, to OG Cuicide in the Building, episode 7. My favorite number is 7. My co-host today is my loved one, Don Benjamin.
What's going on? What's going on? Appreciate you for having me, my guy.
Man, I appreciate you for coming.
Yes,
you
sir.
know?
You know it.
Definitely. And what I'm doing with my show is to help people get through mental health. We have a lot of people in the world that goes through that experiences, mental health, depression. Definitely, from the statistics, every year over 700 and something thousand people actually commit suicide. And if you put it in a time, then let's say every 11 minutes, someone actually commits suicide.
That's crazy, bro. Those stats are crazy.
And that's, 12 months, every year.
Yeah, it's crazy.
We're losing people to that.
It's crazy, and life, I feel like, is only getting crazier. You know
every
what I mean?
day, yes.
Like every day. So.
Yes. So what I wanted, what I like doing is, talking to everyone and going back into a time where they experienced depression or any of that, and that's basically what I want to talk about with you. Let's go back to a time where you can actually say, like, you feel like there was no purpose or depression had you feeling that way.
I mean, this industry,
yes.
Being in the entertainment industry, there's a lot of those moments, especially because you kind of riding on yourself to reach success, you know what I mean, and new levels of success. And I mean, there's some years where work is booming. There's some years where work is slow. So, I mean, that in itself is crazy. But I think for me personally, like, the deepest time in my life was probably when I lost my father.
Wow.
That was 5 years ago.
Wow.
And,
my condolence.
I got a call. Appreciate that. I got a call. He overdosed on fentanyl. And for me, it hit me hard because I had just moved my mother to LA. I just talked to him a couple of days ago. I was supposed to be moving him to LA. And a lot of, it gets deep, but a lot of my, kind of like my life, I've always wanted to make sure my parents were good. You know what I mean? Where I was they didn't have it and coming up was a struggle. And so for me, it was like, I want to get to this certain point in my life to where I can make sure my mom's got a nice crib, my pops got a nice crib,
good.
He can have the car that he, that he always wanted.
Yes.
And so for me, I was kind of like living for me, but living for them. And so when that happened, it kind of messed me up because I'm like, I didn't feel like I got to fulfill that with my father. And so I'm like, it happened so abruptly, like I didn't even get to talk to him before it happened, that it kind of sent me in this really dark place. And it's hard because it's like, as a man, it's like, that we're taught to be tough and be strong.
Always
be
tough, strong.
You got to be the man for your mother and for your family and whatnot.
And hold them down. Yeah.
But it's like I'm feeling these feelings that I ain't never felt before, and so
do you feel like do you have is it like a guilty conscience feeling, like you feel like you let him down by you not being able to accomplish in a time frame that you wanted to?
Yeah,
do for him?
A mix of that for sure. A mix of damn, I didn't have enough time to do what I wanted to do, or, and more so, it was just it was like a wake up call where it's like, damn, what now? You know what I mean? This is life now, and it was tough because I was kind of figuring out work, so I was in the middle of shooting a TV show. And then I had to finish shooting while dealing with these emotions. And then afterwards, I didn't really want to work no more. I didn't really want to
shut down.
I kind of shut down. I didn't really want to talk to people like that. It was really weird. It was it was crazy. So for me, I had to pull myself out of that. And I think the thing that really helped me was having my girl at the time. She's my wife now, but having her really be there. And my boys were dog, it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to talk about it. We got you. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times, if people haven't dealt with it or they haven't dealt with any depression, all they can say is you're good. You know what I mean?
You're going to be all right. Don't trip, man. You just tripping right now.
Yeah, but it's deeper than that.
It is.
You know what I mean? And so to have people say it's okay to live in this feeling, but we got you and we going to help you get out of it, I think is very crucial. And you know, for me, like I'm very like I speak on things.
Yes.
So a lot of people like to hold things in and they don't want to let nobody around them know they're going through stuff.
Yeah.
And I think
Because it's like, who do you talk to that's gonna
exactly.
understand you?
So exactly. And so it's like you gotta, for me, like having those people around me and knowing that I can be vulnerable and I can sit in my pain for however long it's gonna take to get through it.
Yes.
But that ain't the end.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
It's not.
It was vital for me to pull myself out. And you know, death is a crazy thing because everybody got to deal with it.
Everybody.
You can't get past it.
There's no way around it.
But it's like one of the hardest things to face. And so that depression, and you know, like throughout the year, just keeping myself busy, keeping myself around people that truly mattered. And it was like a eye opener where it's like, you see who really matters in your life. You know what I mean?
At that time in life, you really do.
Yeah.
When you at your worst,
yeah.
if you look around,
Yep.
the people that you see around when you at your worst,
Yep.
them are your ones that you keep close.
Exactly. And so for me, you know, in that moment, in moments of, you know, when work ain't where it's going,
Yes.
whatever it was, like luckily I had my core, you know what I'm saying, my crew,
Yes.
my group, my mother, my girl, my boys. Like I had that solid foundation to where no matter like what's happening, I know I got people that got my back. And it's not
100%. You ain't got to
you know what I'm
question
saying?
it, second guess, none of that. Definitely.
And it's crazy because like there's a lot of people that don't have that. So like they dealing
Yes.
with depression and they really are by themselves.
Yes.
And
they are.
And that's a scary time.
Because I talk to a lot of people that reach out to me from seeing my personal interviews or now seeing the OG Cuicide in the Building podcast. And they like, man, hearing you talk, hearing you speak, like, I feel like you're talking to me. And, I give them my number and tell them to call me. Like, if you feel some kind of way or something's bothering you, like, you're not alone. And a lot of people feel alone. It's like, who do I talk to, man? Nobody understand me. My boys don't support me. My girl don't support me. It's like, what's the purpose of me to continue to want to live?
Right. And the crazy thing is, like, I don't know the stats, but a lot of men, it's like this weird stigma on us where we don't feel like we can go talk to people. You know what I mean? And that's why, like a lot of men, they end up committing suicide as well because it's like they feel like they can't go talk to nobody. It's gonna make them look weak.
Because you gotta keep this vulnerable
you know
image.
What I mean? But it's like we all going through.
We're human.
We all going through so much stuff. So and like it's crazy because you don't realize like just that, like you being able to like reply to somebody or you know what I'm saying, let them watch this video is detrimental, could be changing every dynamic of their life, man. It's crazy.
And it do, family. It really do. And that's why I like to bring people on and let's see where at a point in their life they experienced that. And when they see it and they go back and they're going to watch this and they're going to say, you know what, I'm in the entertainment business. I experienced this. I lost a loved one.
Yeah.
So, and it's relatable. So, okay, you had your supporters, definitely your girl, your boys, your mom.
Yeah.
Like, is it still times to where it's like sometimes you could be kind of busy working and doing something and it kind of just that moment kind of just reflect on you and hit you?
For sure. And I feel like the thing about life is it's never just gonna be an easy ride. You know what I mean?
It's not.
Like there's gonna be financial hardship, there's gonna be relationship hardship, there's gonna be health, there's gonna be like there's always so many different things.
Yes.
That I may be making $1 million, but my health is not going right this year.
Yes.
Or my money may be low, but my like for whatever reason in life, I'd be like, bro, there's always
you're gonna juggle something.
You always gotta juggle, and so it's like, for me, there's moments, there's moments that come by, but I've always, like, that's one thing that I pride myself on is I've always been, like, mentally strong to where it's like I know that whatever, like, bad times are happening, it's not going to be forever.
No.
Some people, like, there's some people that don't know how to turn that off in their head, and I try to, like, speak to the youth. I try to speak to people about it because you have to know that it's not going to last forever.
At the end of every storm, the sun shines.
There's always good at the end of it, but you got unfortunately we have to pull ourselves out. Like I can't pull you out of it. Like
Yes.
no matter what my people around me did to support me,
Yes.
I gotta pull myself out that funk.
Yes.
And the unfortunate part is, you know, like some people, like there's chemical imbalances, there's, you know, people that have dealt with so many things that gets deep that it's so hard to pull yourself out. And it's
Exactly.
like the support groups, you know, like it's really training your mind.
You
Like
have
you
to.
really like gotta train your mind and program how you want it,
Kind of be
because
your own coach.
some days you wake up good, and some days I wake up and it just, the heaviness of missing my pops is sitting on me, or, you know, there may be months where I'm not working like I was, and I'm like, am I not, like,
Like
is this
something
where it's
missing. You
going
get
now?
that
Like,
something. Yes.
you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And so like there's so many elements to it where it's like I just have to like really, like, you got to train your thoughts, man. Like that's it.
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to. I tell a lot of people that, like, your loved ones is close to you, definitely is going to be support factors. Like I said, at your worst times, you look around and see who's there. And sometimes it's like you gotta jump out your own body, man, and pull yourself out.
Right.
You know, like you have to.
Yeah, but it's crazy because like every time you go through something and you overcome it, like you get that strength. You know what I'm saying? Where
Yes.
you're like, oh,
Each time. Yes.
every time you just keep getting stronger and stronger. You know, my mother, she deals with different depression battles from, you know, childhood traumas.
Yes.
And, you know, my father's whole bloodline. Like I'm around it and I see it, and I try to be the rock for my family. You know,
That's right.
because I mean, so whoever's dealing with it, they gotta either be that rock, or they gotta find someone around them to be that rock until they can become that rock.
Become that rock.
You know
Yes.
what I mean? And soak up that energy, because that's really what it is, man. Because it's not like suicide isn't the option.
It's not.
You know
It's
what I mean?
definitely not.
Life can be as beautiful as you make it, and whatever happened to you yesterday
Yes.
is not where you going tomorrow. And I think that's the biggest thing.
Yes. I tell
know?
people that what happened today, try as hard as you can not to take it into tomorrow. Especially me being a suicide survivor.
Right. And so
Yes.
so like, and that's the crazy thing, is like God put a purpose on you. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Because I know a few people who have tried and weren't successful, and they come back with a purpose, you know what I mean, to be able to speak to the millions of people that either want to do it
Yes.
or have also tried, you know what I
Yes.
mean? And it's like, it's crazy because after, I'm sure now you look at life in a way different light.
Way different life. Like, I have no regrets in life, but if I would have known what I knew now, definitely that wouldn't have been my route.
Right.
You know, definitely. And that's what made me want to step up, man, because you look on the news, you look at the news, or you read articles in the news, we have 7-year-olds and 8-year-olds being cyberbullied
Yeah.
and are committing suicide.
Yeah.
We got a problem.
Yeah.
And it get kicked under the rug like it's nothing, you know?
Yeah.
And this is not, suicide it don't discriminate.
Yeah.
This is not like a genetic, like high blood pressure or
Right.
anything like that. It's just trying to figure out a way to manage and deal with everyday life.
Right.
And it's like when you in that dark spot, who can I talk to that understands? So
Right.
definitely, I know God kept me here for a reason.
Yeah.
And I used to think, you know, I make music as well. I talk about
Yeah.
my past life that's inspired and uplift people.
sure.
But actually getting out there, being the face and never give up and speaking
Right.
is what really made me start seeing more people gravitate to me because they like, he get it, he understand. I've talked many
Yeah.
people out of committing suicide.
And the thing is, it's crazy because it's like people feel comfortable. Like I've never tried to commit suicide.
Understood.
So no, like if we're both speaking to somebody, let's say a 15-year-old, you've experienced it, so you can connect with them, and they're gonna look at you like, damn, you feel my pain. Like I can only feel your pain to a certain extent.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But so it's good because now they can gravitate towards you and be like, there is light at the end of the tunnel.
And it is, and
You know what I mean?
I express that to him, like, man, I'm living proof. Like, it's gonna get better. It have to get worse,
Right.
before it get better.
And the thing is, like, there's like life is pressure, you know what I mean? Like there's always gonna be like it's not like it's just gonna be an easy road. Like
Yes.
it's not like your life is now easy because you decided to walk this path. Like it's just a matter of it's like no matter what I'm facing,
Yes.
I'm gonna overcome it somewhere or another. I'm not gonna lose that battle. But life is always gonna throw you like
I have
you know
days
what I
like that.
mean? Life is gonna always throw you something where you wake up feeling like, why am I here? What is the purpose of even being here? You
Yes.
know what I mean? But the beauty in it is every single person here is dealing with that.
Yes.
No matter if you're a billionaire, if you got $1 in your bank,
Yes.
if you got the life of your dreams, there's gonna be something that is gonna make you feel
Like,
sometimes
what is
like,
your
what is
purpose?
my purpose? Why am I here?
Yes.
And I think that's the message that we really need to get out to people that are going through it, to where it's like you're not alone.
You're definitely not alone.
You
And I
know,
tell people all the time too, I'm like, I do what I do, but I mean, I have bad days too.
right?
You know,
Yeah.
I have days where I have to wake up in the morning. You know, it's been
Mm-hmm.
times I wake up in the morning and you know, with tears, just
Yeah.
thinking about, you know, the life I come from, and definitely, you know, my adopted mom's Miss Price. Like, she passed in '92, and I can't express it enough, man.
Sorry to hear
I
that.
still miss her majorly, you
Yeah.
know, to this day, because she was somebody that I could go talk to about anything, right or wrong.
Yep.
I had OGs in the neighborhood that I could talk to, but it's like there's certain people that you have that comfortability
Right.
with.
Right.
I can talk to you about everything, and nowadays you tell somebody, like, a lot of people be like, man, I don't want to talk to my family because, you know, I told my mom and she wanted to take me to see a psychiatrist, and they
Right.
gave me all this medication, and I started feeling worse.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got out the hospital, it was mandatory that I had to take these pills called Cinequans. It was mandatory.
Yeah.
I got worse. I started feeling suicidal again. I
Yeah.
started feeling like these things put an elephant to sleep.
Right.
So I started feeling back depressed.
Yeah.
The minute I stopped taking them is when it snapped. I snapped out of it. Was like, you know what? I got to get my life together.
Yeah.
Because can't nobody get my life together but me. Yeah, people can assist me or play a part in
Right.
assisting me, but I have to make up my mind. That's just like I've spoken and said, a person that used drugs. You could give them all the advice in the world why they shouldn't do it, or
Right.
go do this, go get help.
Yeah.
But until they say on their own, I'm done, this is it,
Yep.
that it's going to continue.
Yeah. No matter what anybody does, you gotta make the decisions for yourself. You gotta, like I said, you gotta ultimately be your rock. Like you gotta just know, because it doesn't, like, you can't change your ways for somebody else.
Yes.
Like you gotta wake up and be like, I gotta change for me. I was just having this conversation with my boy earlier, where it's like nobody, like, and the crazy thing is, it's usually like what happens is it's usually financial issues or relationship issues. Those are usually like the two
They are.
driving factors.
No
You know what I
job
mean?
or just broke up with their female.
Like it drives people off the wall. And so a lot of times what happens is, unfortunately, people are like two things. Either I'm gonna take my life out, it's not worth living here no more, or I'm gonna do what I gotta do for myself to become like the ultimate warrior in life. You know
Yes.
what I mean? And so it's literally like it goes two ways, but it ultimately comes for yourself. And so, yeah, man, life is a crazy thing, but depression, just know, like, everybody's dealing with some sort of depression. It's
Everybody.
just to what extent.
Some small, some bigger than others.
Without a
But
doubt.
it's, at the end of the day, it's depression.
Without a
Regardless,
doubt, yeah.
the size of it is still depression,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, man. But no, I honestly, like, I commend you for doing what you're doing.
Appreciate that.
I feel like you, especially like black men, young black men,
Yes.
you know, black women, you know, coming from the inner cities, like, we don't get this type of guidance, you know?
No.
The guidance that we get is the complete opposite. It's, you know, be strong, or you, like, I used to want to be a rapper, you know what I'm saying? But the hip hop, like, the culture, it gets it misconstrued, you know what I mean? Where it's like, we're for the culture, but we need more of this as well. The
Yes.
positive, like, just as much as,
We
because
do.
with the music, we talking about what we know or what we were used to, but we have to figure out a way to balance and bring in the right way to change and break those generational curses. You know what I
Changing
mean?
narratives, yes.
And so I love what you're doing, man, and I appreciate you for having me on here to
Man,
talk
I
about it.
appreciate you coming on here because, like you said, everybody have experienced depression at some point in their life. Don't matter what walk of life they come from. You know, entertainment, major league, football, don't matter. Everybody have experienced that.
For sure. Especially like they see us on social media. You see like your idols on social media,
Yes.
and everything just looks great. You know what I mean? And like everybody wants to talk about the goods, but then that's why we get messed up when all of a sudden we see our favorite actors or rappers, whoever, and you see, oh, they in the hospital from a mental breakdown.
Going through it.
Because all you've been shown is the light, but you're not showing the struggle that nobody has to deal with as a human.
Behind the scene, yes.
And that's why people feel isolated too, because they feel like they're an outcast because what the world is pushing is perfect. You know what I mean? And when realistically, everybody, even in the limelight on social media, no matter what cars or chains or houses, you know what I'm saying? There's always something. So
always.
Just got to keep pushing that narrative, man.
And that's what it's about. And I'm definitely going, continue to do that because it's working. You know, when I go back and read the comments from people on the YouTube that's watching the podcast that have seen it, and just hearing people say when they watch the podcast, man, it make them think different about life. It make them look at life different. And that's confirmation. Because sometimes I even ask myself, sometimes I question myself, like, is this it? Is this the journey that I really need to be on? And getting that confirmation, it just continuously reminds me, like, this is it. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. Because I do music, and I just finished, like, an album, and that's kind of like going to be my last album that I do. This is what I'm going to continue to do. And I plan on taking this, to, mainstream pretty much.
And it's crazy because, like, doing stuff like this could also be therapeutic for you, you know what I mean? Because you're giving yourself confirmation. Like, I wrote my book called My Truth, and for me, it was kind of like...
It's available?
It's available, so it's on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles.
Okay. And what's the name of it?
It's called My Truth.
My Truth, okay.
And so, for me, it was kind of like I woke up and I was like, I got to transform some things in my life. You know what I mean? And kind of like what you're doing with this. And where it's like, I got to tell my story to help others break generational curses.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, all of these things that young men may not be seeing, I'm like, let me put my light into the world somehow. But it was also therapy for me because now I'm able to write and tell my story and look back at myself almost as like holding myself accountable now as I move forward. You know what I mean? Like, like music is still our passion. Like, you could do music till the day you die.
You can.
But now you found your passion where you can implement your story into it as well as just talking about, you know what I'm saying, like what we used to do. We can add more music in the world of what it should look like moving forward. You know what I mean? And that's touching a whole new audience as well. But it's therapy in itself, so I love it, man.
It really is too, because I really enjoy it. You know, I've always loved giving advice. You know, when people come to me advice, man, I've always felt like, wow, like I'm somebody that a person really look at, like, you know what, I'm gonna go ask them for some advice, because just how I've always carried myself, and it feels good. And now being a person that people reach out to, because I give out my personal number, to the public, and I get phone calls all the time with people that's going through it. Like you said, sometimes it's financial, or man, I don't have a job, I don't know what to do, and man, I feel like, I wanted this ended all. And, I sit there and I talk to them and, kind of like give them some life goals, some life, like, this is what I feel like you should do. And a lot of times they'll reach back to me like, man, you was right, man. I just got that job, man. I really didn't think it was going to happen. But I'm like, if you think negative, and you let your negative overpower your positive thoughts, then you're going to continuously stay in that dark spot. You're going to continuously feel that way. But if you start, I told one guy, I said, man, look in the mirror every morning, write out some goals, and every day achieve one of them goals. Look in the mirror every morning and tell yourself, I got this.
Yep.
I got this.
And
Think
watch
positive.
how things change.
Yes.
Yep. That's
Yes.
true, bro. Our thoughts and our words literally create our outcome. And it's crazy how that works. And that's the thing that's why it's generational, because if you're coming up in something and that's all you know, that's been from generations of negativity. You know what I mean? If you coming up and that's like, you have to break that, because as soon as you step away from it and you start to tell yourself, I'm rich, I'm healthy, I'm successful, I'm talented, I'm beautiful, and you start to tell yourself all these things every day in the mirror, you start to believe it, and then those things start to come to your life.
Yes.
If you wake up and you're like, man, I'm not getting no work, I'm broke, I'm sick, my stomach hurt every day, whatever it is, it's going to only continue.
It stays
and
on
people
you.
really don't know. Like, it's crazy, because when I started finding out those things, I looked back and I was like, damn, nobody was teaching me these things, because they don't really want us to know that.
No.
You know what I mean? They don't want you to know those type of things. But if you look around at the people that are winning, like, they're speaking light. Like, you speak like, yo, I'm getting a job this week.
Yes.
Like, I don't know how, but the opportunity's
speaking in
coming.
existence. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm eating, like, whatever it is, positivity, as you put that out in the universe, it just comes back. The law of attraction is real.
It really is.
You know what I'm saying? The laws of the universe, like, just like gravity, if you go up, you got to drop. You know what I'm saying? Law of attraction, it's all the laws of the universe. You know what I'm saying? It's in the Bible. You know, so, yeah, man, it gets deep.
It really do, family. It really do. And definitely, man, with what I love about, like I said, the show too, man, is it's working.
Yeah.
You know, it's really working. And I really see it working, because I'm seeing how thoughts are changing. And it's about training the mind.
Yeah.
You know, like I tell people, you can go to the gym, you can have a personal trainer, and you could train your body for your fitness. But at the same time, you want to also work and train your mind to think a certain way. Because if you're not thinking that it's gonna get better, if you're not thinking what you need to be doing to get out there, because I tell them all the time, man, it's not going to come to you. Even though you're going through something, and even though you're depressed, in order to get out of this depression, you can't just sit there and let it just build up on you. You got to really get up and get out there and go after something. If this is what you believe in, go for it, and don't stop until it happens.
Yeah, that's fact. And I felt that energy from you right when I met you at AD at the merch shop. Like, you got good energy, you know, like, you could feel the good presence, and like, you're not like, you know, a lot of people like outspoken, like, you could tell that when you say some things, like, it's powerful, it's meaning with it. So I respect that.
Come from the heart. Definitely,
man,
family. It comes from the heart, man. And it's always been my thing, man, to, you know, see people win, to treat people, you know, Miss Price taught me that. How you want to be treated is how you got to treat people. Because if you come off at somebody in a negative way, then they're going to come back to you in negative. Like you said earlier, man, what you put out there in the universe is what you get back. And that's just me, man. When I meet somebody and I'm not around them, or I leave away from them, I want to always make sure they remember, like you just said, you remember me as like, okay, yeah, good energy, man. Solid. Now, if I'd have been ignorant, you know what I mean? Then it's like, oh man, for your show, like, yeah, right. Man, I'm in Guatemala, man. I ain't even out there, but that's just how I am, man. I respect everybody.
For
you
sure,
know,
man,
everybody. Show love to everybody, man. That's how it's done.
I love it, man. Much success to you in this show, bro.
Oh yeah,
for real.
Oh yeah, it's important. It's very important. And I seen a lane that I didn't see nobody doing. And I've been pushing, being an activist for suicide awareness for like the past 15 years. You know, I've been coming up to No Jumpers, going on 2 years now. A year and a half for me coming up here, you know, supporting my nephew AD. Adam was like, let's do an interview, you know, about your life story. And the day the interview aired, he was like, you know what, let's figure out something that you can do with what you're doing for the suicide prevention. And I thought on it, and I said, I think where it's going to be good for me, which I also do, I have people call into the show as well.
Okay.
And I talk to people over the
That's dope. I love
phone.
that.
On the show and let them let it out. Because one thing I've learned, a lot of people, they be going through something, and sometimes they just really need an ear.
Yeah.
They just need somebody that's gonna listen, not be cutting them off. Oh man, you sound dumb, man. Oh come on, man. No, I'm a listen. I want you to let it out. I want you to express yourself. Several of them they burst out into tears, and I'm like, let it out. I'd rather you let it out. I'm not gonna look down on you.
Right.
You know, let it out. Just like my loved one house phone, the interview we recently did. He broke out in tears on the show.
Yeah.
But it's best, and I knew he had stuff built up in him.
Yeah.
I could see it. You know, face expressions tell it all. You can like me, I used to hide behind my smiles, you know, but at the same time, and you know, I was toe up.
Yeah.
You know, I like there's no purpose for me to continue on. What is life really? That's how I used to feel. You know, I can remember times I was homeless. I done slept in garages. I done slept in front of people's houses and chairs on their porches, and that's what led me to, you know, me attempting suicide. And after the fact, like I said, I made up my mind, and I'm like, you know what? I know I have a purpose in life, or I wouldn't be here.
Right.
And I pretty much was like, I'm finna make a change starting with me. Because if I'm not good, how I'm gonna help somebody else be good?
Yep, that's a fact. You got to do you first.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's the most important part.
Yep.
Definitely.
Yeah. That's great, man. And I respect Adam and AD and everybody at No Jumper as well for bringing this outlet as well. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like I added light to everything. So it's dope, man. I love what y'all are doing.
Yes. Because like I said, I didn't see nobody else. I don't see nobody like trying to inspire and uplift. Not just, you know, like a lot of people, they interview the entertainers and stuff like that, which that's fine and dandy with me.
Well, and it's good too, because not to cut you off, but like with this, like what I was saying, like the people out there that are watching, right, the viewers, like it's good for them to see people that they may look up to, or people that they may think have it made, but to hear
that they've been through it,
too.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
We all do.
Because for whatever reason, like, you know, we all fall victim to seeing these celebrities or people on TV or social media that we look up to and thinking that they just got it made and that their life is, you know, perfect, and what am I doing wrong? Why ain't I there? Or why am I depressed? And they seem like they just got this happy-go-lucky life. When
this amazing life.
It's good that you're shining light to say, look, they dealing with it too.
Yes.
Just in a different light, or at different stages of their life, they've had to overcome whatever it is as well.
To get where they at.
Exactly.
And they did. And they kept going.
Yeah.
You know, some people think because, oh man, you ain't having no problems, man. They got money.
Right.
You know, they could pay to remove pain in their life. With no money don't make you happy. I tell people all the time, money don't. Yeah, you need money, you know, for bills and for things in life. But as far as money making you happy, there's millionaires, billionaires committed suicide. It's a Band-Aid. Yes, that can assist you, but money definitely don't make you happy.
Yeah, for sure. You definitely got to deal with the inner. You got to work. It's like you said, you got to work from the inside out.
Yes.
You take care. You work on your mental health, your insides. Then hell yeah, money is what you need to survive.
Yes.
But I know so many people with money that are worse off than the people I know with no money.
And I know some people that don't have money like that, and they happy with life.
Yeah. So
definitely.
So it's definitely, man, life is a balance. Life is a balance. That's one thing that I've learned. I'm 35 years old, so and I feel like I'm a little beyond my time.
Yes.
But that's the one thing I learned is life is about balance. You know what I mean? Like, you get too caught up in just doing one thing, you're going to fall off track. You got to know how to balance your life. That's spiritual.
Yes.
That's dietary. That's mental health. Finances, work. Like, you got to balance things out, have a schedule in your life, and that's how you keep yourself away from depression. You know, like when my mother, because my mother lives with me, and you know, she's retired. Like, I take care of her, and so like what they say, idle time is a devil's playground. Like
Yes.
if you're not doing nothing, the depression starts to seep in. You start to question your purpose in life. But when you have a daily schedule, get up, work out. I work out
Busy.
10
Yes.
a.m., 12 a.m. to 2. I'm writing some poetry, or I'm writing stories. You know what I'm saying? 3 to 4, I'm with the family. We're doing some kind of, Bible study. I'm cooking. I got some cleaning. I got some chores. By the nighttime, I may watch a series. Like, you have a schedule. You're
Yes.
keeping your
And
mind
that's a full
busy.
schedule right there.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And just doing that little thing alone can kick that depression, because it's not like it's heavy tasks, but it's enough to keep your
Busy.
mind
Yeah.
busy.
Unlike you have just this one thing,
Yeah,
and
it's like,
when you're not doing that one thing, then it's like, okay, what did
exactly.
I do? That's where
Exactly.
depression kicks in. But
It's like you may not be employed, you may
yes.
be looking for work, but
Yes.
what can you do in the meantime while you're looking for work? You know what I mean? What can you be doing to create something for yourself?
Yes.
What can I be doing to take advantage of an online platform?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, what kind of work can I be doing in my neighborhood? Like, there's so many ways to do things to keep yourself busy to also make money.
Yes.
Like, I follow Gary Vee.
Yes.
Who is
Very
powerful.
good. Yes,
but,
very powerful.
I mean, he's like a no excuse type person, where he's like, you can go to yard sales and buy something for $2, flip it on eBay for $7, but if you do enough of those, you done made $100. Like,
yes.
everything
And that's true.
is fighting excuses in life, and balancing and scheduling, bro. And that's one thing that I've learned, and that's one thing that I really try to preach. You're gonna be as depressed as you let yourself be.
Yes.
And not shaming it or looking down on it, because it is very serious, but you can fight it and overcome it.
You can.
With balance and scheduling and keeping your mind on the positive track.
You can. I was just telling a gentleman just the other day, he had called me and he had seen the show, and he was pretty much talking about a job. Like, man, I'm online every day, man, trying to find a job. I said, so pretty much you just do it online. Do you ever get out and actually go to any of these places?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, well, no, I just do it online. I said, well, why don't you try? Because you're sitting in the house and you're waiting for an email or whatnot, and you're not getting that email, then it's going to kind of like put you in a bad mood.
Right.
He said, yeah, sometime, man, I'm stressed out because I'm not getting no responses. I said, you know what? How about you kind of like dress up a little bit and start going to some of these locations and shaking your hand, introducing yourself, asking to speak to the manager or whoever is there, and letting them see the person. They can't physically see you through an email.
Yeah. That's
Go
a fact.
talk to somebody. You got to be there. Be in person. Yes. And always dress presentable, because you never have a second chance to make a first impression.
Yep.
About 4 days later, man, bro hit me up, was like, I got hired on the spot. He said, I got hired on the spot, man. I've been trying to find a job for nearly 3 weeks, and I took your advice, and the guy, he hired me on the spot. I said, how'd you dress? He said, like you told me, man. I had a nice shirt on, some cool jeans, some cool shoes, and I had a tie on. And he hired me right on the spot. And I said, look, it's just how you present yourself. I said, now, how you feel now? He said, man, I feel good. I really feel good about myself, man. I start work in the morning.
And it really be like that.
Yes.
It really be like that, man. As crazy as it is, all the opportunities we need are out there somewhere. You know
have
what
to
I mean?
go get it.
But it's like, and it's crazy because like it's so crazy because you don't be thinking about it. Like you said, like he probably thought he was doing the most, like searching online when it's as simple as putting yourself in the environment. But it's good that it's just good to have outlets for people to see that. You know what I mean? And especially because like I feel like people get so lost nowadays where everything is online to where people feel like they don't want to do nothing in person no more.
But you have to, because you have to go to the job and actually work in a physical form. So, so it's best to get out there. I said, man, you see signs. I said, if you think about it, the average place you go to nowadays, everybody say hiring, hiring.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
They may not, let's say they may get 400 or 500 applications and probably don't feel like going through them. But you actually go in there talking to somebody and they kind of look at you. They can kind of get a vibe from you or who you are. It kind of explains who you are.
And the thing too, like I feel like nowadays, like different than how it used to be, is I feel like the I need it now is way more powerful than like back in the day when it was like this is the process. You work, you do this, you
And you
making
grow into it.
$5 an
Yes.
hour
Yes.
for 5 years.
Yes.
Then you go up to $5.50 or $6.
Yes.
Then you become the manager. Then you learn how to run your own company, and you got this like it's growth as the word. Now it's like people are like, I want to just I want to just wake up and have 1 million followers on Instagram and get
Yeah.
paid for what I
Yeah.
post.
Yes.
And not, you know what I'm saying? Like the
Yes.
times are different, and people got to remember that everything takes time. Like it took me 8 years of living in LA. Like I lived in Inglewood
Mm-hmm.
with 4 of my buddies in a 1-bedroom apartment in
Mm-hmm.
Inglewood, like sharing off our one EBT. Like we each had an EBT card. That's how we ate. You know what I'm saying? Our food stamps fed
Yes.
us. And we had to work and grow and eventually graduate to my own apartment and then move, you know what I'm
It was
saying,
a
to North
process.
Hollywood
Yes.
and start working and making more money. And then I finally went on America's Next Top Model, 8 years of struggling in LA. And then even that, then now it's a new phase of growing and building my name. Like people don't understand everything is a process and takes time.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And everybody's time is also is different. Like my journey isn't like your journey. It
Yes.
makes you make $1 million in 2 years of doing something. It may take me 5 to 10.
Everybody's
But
different.
you
Yes.
don't stop. You gonna reach it.
Yes.
And that's the thing is like it takes time to reach that, and everybody's time is different.
Everybody want it now. Like, nah,
Everybody
man.
wants
Like
it
you
now,
said, I
bro.
need to
People be
wake
coming
up
up to me
tomorrow
like,
and my
he was
bank
like, how
account's
I get
full.
1 million followers, bro? How can I get 2 million followers? Post
Yeah.
consistently.
Yes.
All day, every day.
It don't
Until
happen
something
overnight.
stick. You know, it don't happen overnight. Like you're not just gonna get 2 million followers. Like you could go viral.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You could be one of the lucky few.
Yeah.
But even then, what are you gonna do once you get that?
Yes.
What if one of your videos does go viral and
Yes.
you don't got no work ethic to follow it? Then what you gonna do? You know what I mean? So it all takes time. It's all a process.
Yes. One
And
day at a time.
consistency.
Definitely one day at a
Yeah.
time. But people want it to just happen overnight. And I
Yeah.
tell them when it happened overnight, then it goes away just as fast.
Facts.
Just as fast. It's gone.
Yeah, because it happens so quick, you don't know how you got it, and
Yeah.
you don't know how to hold on to it. You're like, damn, I got that so quick, I don't know how to hold on to that.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. So the people got to understand, man. The consistency is everything, and getting up and going after it is everything, man. You know, it's not going to come to you. And I tell people all the time, it's not going to come to you. You got to really, if you really want it, you got to really get out there and go after it.
And you learn yourself in the journey. You know, you learn, like you see, you learn the strengths. You learn what you can overcome. You learn what you're capable of. You learn things that you may not have liked about yourself.
The do's and the don'ts.
You learn, and that journey is learning that you gotta get in order to get to where you're trying to go.
Yes.
And that's just life. You know, like all the OGs that I talk to, they like, man, I wish I would have known this at your age. Like I felt like at 35, I knew everything and I ain't know nothing.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And that's how I used to feel. Like,
Yeah.
oh man, I know what I'm doing. I got it
Right.
figured out. Like,
Right.
no,
Right.
no, didn't have
Yeah.
it figured out. You know, and you never get. And I tell people also, man, you're never too old to learn.
Yep.
You know, some people feel like, even from youngsters, you know, I'm like, I've never been a person that won't listen to somebody younger than me, because I never feel like they can't teach me anything, and which they can.
Yeah.
Even though I'm older, I'm
Yeah.
like, I tell people, you can learn, and you'll be surprised who you learn from. Just like sometime, you know, people be like, man, how you do this? And I'm like, man, you know what? If you go on YouTube and you type in how you do this,
Right.
it'll mess around and be a kid 7 years old.
For real.
That teach
For
you.
real. It's true. It's true. Like everybody can learn from everybody.
Yes.
Like I learn from the young kids. I watch a lot of the young kids to see what's trending, what's going viral.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? What's the music that's trending? What's the sounds that these kids are listening to? The new fashion.
Yes.
Like that's the younger generation, you know, and then the older generation is teaching you wisdom,
Yes.
how to overcome failures, how to invest your money properly. You know what I'm saying? Who to be around, like you learn it from both ends of the spectrum.
Yes.
And so And you know, I think it's all so vital to life and growth.
It is. It really is. Every day I tell people put one foot forward, man, and keep moving forward. Keep putting one foot in front of the other, and moving forward, and have tunnel vision, no distractions.
Yeah.
Because them distractions slow you down.
Yeah.
And some distractions have you at a pit stop where you get stuck right there.
Right.
So
Yeah.
you got to keep moving, got to keep going.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
For sure.
I love it, man. I love it. All great advice.
Knowledge.
All great knowledge.
is
Facts.
Everything.
Facts.
For sure, man. I appreciate you coming on the show, family. Means a lot. Together, we can help somebody.
For sure, man. Keep me
that's what it's
posted on
about.
events. You know what I'm saying? Like anything like of that nature.
Okay.
I love to be a part of things when I can as well. So just keep
Same
me
with you
posted.
too, loved one. Whatever it is, let me know. Man, I'm OG Cuicide, man. This is OG Cuicide in the Building, episode 7. Like I said, with my loved one, Don Benjamin.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, my brother.
Thank y'all. Make sure you go get that OG Cuicide in the Building merch on ogsuicideinthebuilding.com. Loved one, tell them again where they can get your book and the name of your book.
Yo, my book is My Truth. It's on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles. And I also got the Prayers Over Problems merch dropping this weekend on prayersoverproblems.com. Yes, sir.
Peace.